Hi children, how are you all doing? Hope you all are doing good and safe. Okay, so we all are meeting after such a long time after your term one, and I know had holidays again, Diwali. Okay, hope you all had a very good break, I think so. Okay, fine children. So apart from all those things, happy Children's Day. Sorry for the belated wishes and happy Diwali. uh, be happy, stay safe, enjoy your life. Okay, fine, children. So, apart from all those things, let's get into the topic. Okay. I know, in the last, this term, what are the concepts we have learned, children? So, how this British people came to India in history? I'm asking. Okay. So, how this British people came to India, when they came, what was their main idea? Okay, why they came to India, what was the main purpose, and how slowly they started to take over the political power along with the economic power of our country. Okay, so in today's class, so how they expanded the territory, that all the things we have studied in the last two chapters. Yes or no, children? Do you guys remember, or you people forgot? Okay, you have to remember, children, because these are all the basics for your next level. Okay, whatever you are studying in your 8th standard, these concepts are the base for your 9th standard and the 10th standard, because even in your 10th standard you will be studying about all these concepts. And that too, the last the chapters and all is very much important, because you'll be studying about the Indian the freedom, and how our Indians were struggling to get the freedom, all those things. Okay, fine. So in today's class, today we are going to start the new chapter, that is ruling the countryside. So how this British people started to move towards the countryside. Countryside means the village, the rural areas. Okay, because the main purpose, they came with the idea of trade. So why they'll go into the countryside? That all the things we'll see today. Okay. Yes, children. So as I told you people, let's just have an the recap or the introduction for this chapter. So why this British came to India? How they came? So that time, as we know, only the sea route was a mode of transportation. Yes or no, children? So that time, to travel to the abroad countries and all, we didn't have airlines. So that's the reason, and even the railways also came later only. So the beginning, when how they came to India, they came through the seaways only. Okay, and then what was the main purpose they came to India? Yes, exactly. That is trading. So they came to India with the idea of trading, and they came and approached our kings, because we were following monarchy that time. So you people know what is monarchy or autocracy? Yes or no? King or the queen will be ruling the country. So that time we had a monarchy, or we even call it as a autocracy. So they took permission from our kings, and they started to do the trading activities. But slowly, what they started to do? Yes, slowly they started to take over the power from our kings, and they started to become more powerful than our kings. Okay, so they started to rule our country. And so after that, so as I told you people, they were paying the revenue to our government, that is our kings, the rulers, or our emperors. But slowly it has been changed. So what they started to do? They started to collect the revenue from our kings and from our people, from our the industries, or it may be from our agricultural people. Yes or no, children? Do you guys aware about this? In the last class also, in the last chapter we have studied about this. beginning they were paying the revenue to our rulers or our emperors, but later slowly they started to collect the the revenue from our emperors. So how drastically the things has changed. Okay, yes. So in this chapter, yes, here we'll be studying about from traders to revenue collectors. So they came as a traders to our company. From traders to revenue collectors, they came as a traders. Slowly how they have turned into revenue collectors. That is what we have discussed in the last the slide. So they were paying the revenue to the government or our emperors, but very soon they started to collect the revenue from our emperors and our people. So how this transformation happened? That means the changes. Let us see. Okay. So we'll be seeing about British as Nawabs. So how they became Nawabs are the Diwans that we'll be seeing. And then company as revenue collectors, how this British East India Company turned into revenue collectors, and dilemma of trading company. That means what is, they had some confusions in their mind, this East India Company. So what was that confusions they had in their mind? Using revenue for trade. So whatever the revenue they were collecting, they started to use that revenue for their trade, for the development of England. Okay, that we'll be seeing. And agricultural crisis in Bengal. So in Bengal, our farmers, our agriculturists used to suffer a lot. So how was this agricultural crisis in Bengal? We'll be seeing today. Okay. Yes. So the first and the foremost thing we'll be seeing about British as Nawabs. So already we have studied about Nawabs and Nabobs. Who are the Nabobs, children? Do you guys remember? Who are those people? Reglance once again, okay? Fine. Yes. So on 12th August 1765, East India Company became the Diwan of Bengal. So on 12th August 1765, remember the date? On 12th August 1765, East India Company became the Diwan of Bengal. So we may ask the question, when did East India Company became the Diwan of Bengal? It is on 1765 August 12th. Okay. English officials became the Nawabs of Bengal. So what happened that time? Our ruler Aurangzeb, he the Mughals, he gave the permission to the British East India Company to become the Diwans of the Bengal. So that is the reason the English officials, that means the East India Company, the officials of that East India Company, they became the Nawabs of the Bengal. Okay, they became the Nawabs of the Bengal. So that time who was there as a general, the council, Governor General? Yes, he was a Robert Clive. Just a minute, children. Yes. So we understood that when did East India Company has became the when did it become as a Diwan? So we have seen that it's in the year of 1765. After that, taking over the Diwani. So how they started to carry this forward? The East India Company was appointed Diwan of Bengal by the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. So, who appointed this East India Company as a Diwan? By the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. Okay, he was a Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. The company got the power to administer and organize revenue resources of the provinces. So finally, this Mughal emperor gave the power to this East India Company to administer and to organize the revenue resources of the province. So they have to organize the revenue resources from that particular provinces, from that particular empire. Okay, hope you guys are understanding, right, children? So what are the points you have to remember now? One, it is, when did the East India Company became as a divan? By whom? Okay, when, by whom, and what is their role? Why? So you people remember that when it has happened in the year of 1765, and who has done that? The Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. And why? Because to administer and to organize the revenue resources of the provinces. Okay, hope you guys are understanding, right? Yes, children. And the next thing we are going to see, it is the company as revenue collectors. So how this company, the East India Company, as a revenue collectors. See here. Company handled finance and its outflow. So of course they are into administer, the power which the emperor has given, that is to administer and to organize the revenue resources. So they started to handle the finance and its outflow. So whatever the money handling, finance means it's about the money transactions. So about the money transactions, how the money is going outflow. So the outflow of the money, and became the chief administrator of entire territory. So they became the East India Company official. The company became the chief administrator of the entire territory. So they are the chief administrator. So they used to control the entire territory. Okay, and reformed old ways and rule new modern approach to the entire territory. So just a minute, you can see, reformed old ways and rule with modern approach to administer the territory. So as we have seen, that is what the British people were doing. Yes or no, children? So what they were doing, they used to change whatever the things which we were following already, and they were doing some changes in that. They were introducing some new methodologies or the modern way of approach to the administrators. Yes or no? So that is what they were doing. So here also what happened? So they became the Diwan of the Bengal, and they were the Nawabs. They got the power to administer and to organize the revenue resources within that particular territory. That means they have to collect the revenue, and they have to organize the revenue resources. The ways how they can collect the revenue are the taxes. We will call it as a taxes. So when this company has got the power, so they became, they started to handle the finance. That means the economic activities and the outflow of the money also. And it has became the chief administrator of the entire territory. So they were the chief administrator of the entire territory of that, the Bengal. And whatever the old ways they were following, the methodology of administration, they changed. So they reformed the old ways and rule with what they have done, with the modern approach to the administered territory. So they started with the new technology, new methodology, new way of approach towards the administration. Okay, hope you guys understood, no, children? So you have to remember about the Diwan system. So when